I think we can start with.
I'm putting the recording so that like we will just gradually start, and if people will join, I will see that they're joining. So it's actually the first. I would like to say thank you very much for joining. Okay, Tatiana. Yes. Okay. Thank you. So because we were just curious, who is Tim? Okay. It's also from Prague. The person is also from Prague. So what I can say that this is our first meeting. It's part of CIMA members networking club. And every month we will be running some section. So I am Olga Ismagilova. I am representing Czech Republic as part of mainland Europe regional engagement committees. And I'm also career coach, and I'm also finance professional, FCMA, CGMA. That's like short introduction. And I would like that everyone will introduce, even like in the comments or introduce by voice, so that like just because we have a bigger community outside of like we are covering even from the United Kingdom up to Azerbaijan. So who would like to take a lead and introduce yourself first?
Okay, let me go. My name is Saule. I'm from Kazakhstan. I'm a finance professional. I had quite extensive corporate career working in pharmaceutical companies and in Big Four. So as Olga mentioned, last year I was a member of Europe Regional Engagement Group and at CIMA, and chair of Eurasian Baltics Area Committee. And currently I'm also supporting CIMA as a volunteered member in thought leadership and business ethics committee, as well as in Eurasian and Baltics Area Committee as a member. So very nice to see starting working this group, this networking group, because the idea come as part of our discussions at regional engagement group and area committees. So I would like also to pass kind of welcome to all members. And I hope that we will start maybe each time we will start with a short introduction, because more and more members I hope will join. So if you don't mind, I will kindly ask maybe for a short introduction to put your video on, so that we also know we will also start knowing you better in person. Thank you.
Thank you, Saule. Thank you, Olga. I'll probably take the next step with the intro. My name is Alex Ilkin. I'm based and working from Latvia. At the moment, I lived for about 10 years in London, working in the treasury sphere. At the moment, I'm a consultant, and the way I look at my role is helping companies to focus on developing their business, and I do this by implementing best practice treasury processes and automating them. I am also a chairman of a regional area committee for Eurasia and Baltics, which Saule also is a member of, and I take part as a member in a regional engagement group for Europe, together with Olga. It is very exciting to be here in this first session. So Olga and Saule, thank you very much for putting this all together, getting us off the ground with these networking sessions. Taking a first step is always critical, is always important, very tough as well, setting something up from scratch. But I hope that we will all benefit from this opportunity to engage and network together, share knowledge, and discuss what is happening out there in the world. Thank you so much, and I look forward to today's session.
Yeah. Thank you, Saule. Thank you.
Should I volunteer the next person?
Yes.
Maybe that way we can do this. Anastasia, would like to introduce yourself?
So my name is Anastasia. I am Prague City University student, and I am just a first-year student at CIMA. And I don't have any experience before, but I joined CIMA just to increase my knowledge in this area, to pursue my career, and that's all.
That's great. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
And good
Thank
luck
you.
with your studies.
Thank you.
Hello to everyone. My name is Katerina, and I'm also a Prague University student. So this is as well my first year of CIMA. So it's nice to meet you all, and it's nice to be a part of this community. I would love to proceed more in my career and in my studies to gain some more experience with all of you. And thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Who is next? Juan, Jose, maybe you?
Hi guys, I'm Juan. I'm a Prague city student as well. I'm on the third year on the International Finance and Business Accounting, as well with the operational level of the CIMA studies.
Thank you. Thank you for introduction. And also I will read the comments. Tatiana is commenting, I live and work in Prague. I'm the head of financial department at a Luxembourgian mobile virtual network operator. I'm currently on operational level of CIMA and preparing for the second exam. So, so that we have a good combination of students and members already. So we're 7 of us, right? So, but I can say that we have 39 people in our LinkedIn group. That's already quite big, right? And we have few people who are not on LinkedIn and who really wanted to have a WhatsApp group, but I'm just curious about that, like just not asking about this now. But if we will start, and our closed LinkedIn group is a safe space that you can ask any questions, you can create some sort of discussions. Feel free to make posts there, that commenting, etc. It's for you if you have some questions related to a job, if you have questions related to career, if you have questions related to CIMA exams. We already passed our exam some time ago, but maybe we can share our technique, how we were preparing or how we were growing, right? So that is a safe space. So that every questions are welcome. And I think everyone will support. Also, what I wanted to share a little bit, like maybe a couple of minutes, about the Notion, where all the information. Okay, Samir joins. Okay, then let me stop sharing and welcome Samir, because it's like one of the members from Azerbaijan. Samir, have you joined? Samir? Okay, let's wait until like it will be more visibility. I will show while it's just like it's connecting at our page on Notion. So it's actually, you all have like, I don't know whether you tried to access it, but it has also about the purpose, why our purpose is with the threads of networking and upskilling to create a dynamic and supportive community for all our members. So it's everything is about our like mission and the general rules that you will be able, like it's professional atmosphere, non-political space, the speaker opportunities if you would like to discuss something, if you'd like to present some topic, respectful networking, like you can promote yourself if you have some special like skills, competencies, and you would like to offer something to community, confidentiality, feedback, and suggestions. So that also, it's also scheduling and technical details that our meetings will run in Zoom. And here at the below that where I will be recording, like here, like it will be the link of our recordings. Recordings will be placed on YouTube, unlisted, not public. It's just like this recording only for us, so that you can speak openly, like it's will not be going outside of our group. And today is actually what we do. We do like it's like a short introduction, so that we combine both introduction and career strategy. And the next meeting in March, which we will still be discussing the dates, like in fixing the dates, that Alexander will be running the session about emotional intelligence. So that's what I wanted to tell you about our Notion. If you have any questions about Notion, and Samir, if you joined, if you would like to introduce yourself, because we already run the introduction, so that will be great.
Right. Yes, sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Oh, good. All right. I'm so sorry for joining later. It just like got told at work. So my name is Samir Senov. I'm currently working at EY, EY Azerbaijan. I'm working at the risk advisory services as a senior consultant. And I am yet to be a full-time, CIMA affiliate, but at the moment I'm a candidate, and soon I will be getting ready for the last level of completion, and hopefully I will become a member. And it's very nice to meet you all, and I wish us good luck with the next sessions, basically.
Wow, nice. It's actually, I'm ex Big Four, but I was working with KPMG. So
right.
like
a lot of things to relate, basically. Too many common things.
Yeah, it's like that's why I'm just like when I'm meeting people from Big Four, it's like, it's like the one of the families, like we know each other, we've grown with that,
Yes,
it's quite similar. So for me, it's like, okay, Big Four school. It's good.
absolutely. I love it when people from all Big Fours, we know when the busy season is. So no one touches each other. We know the busy season. So that's something basically one of the common things. Good to know.
And the most important that also the sharing that we have quite international, our group is quite international. We have one of the people from the United Kingdom, we have someone from Italy, we'll have someone from Serbia, but because it's office hours, they cannot join. We have few people from Azerbaijan. So we have from Baltics, we have from Central and Eastern Europe, mostly from Czech Republic. And we have a combination of already seasoned professionals, and we have a combination of students as well. So that we have Anastasia, Katerina, Juan Jose, Tatiana, they are CIMA students, but also some of them students of Prague City University. So that will be quite interesting. We have a very good community. It's like both a mix of seasoned and the graduates, just like course studying, so that we can, it's like cross-generational community. But
yes.
Important, the purpose of that club is networking. It's international networking. It's professional international networking, so that we can share our experience, we can share our pursuits, and we can ask a question. So when we're sharing the knowledge, when we're sharing what we are doing and what something we know better, and we can share that, the quality of lives of all participants will grow, right? So that understanding, because what I can say as a career coach, networking is one of the best channels for searching the better opportunity in your life. 80% of jobs are going through networking. 20% of jobs are going into the other 6 channels. So the first is when your personal brand through the networking is growing much faster. LinkedIn is also one of the channels, and LinkedIn is also very good for positioning and presenting your personal brand. So personal professional brand. Okay, guys, ready for the subject, right? We have 1 hour, 10 minutes, for all together. If someone will need to leave earlier, just quietly put a message. If you have questions, also put during the presentation. Actually, my presentation will be shorter than 1 hour, and it will be, you feel free to ask the questions. But first of all, I would like to give you the content, the information. Then we will go into discussion, because it might be the initial discussion about career strategy. Let me know if you see my screen.
Yeah, it's on.
Yes, we can see the screen.
Just a second. Okay. The same presentation I was doing for the mentoring club where the mentor. So probably let me put in sort of say like the put it like a little bit like so that everything is visible here. Then okay. I will not be talking about myself a lot because I already introduced myself, that you know me as a part of engagement committee, but apart from that, I'm also a mentor of 3 international organizations. And as ChatGPT called me, I'm career catalyst. And exactly, I'm doing like transforming people's lives in terms of career, but in parallel and in the past, I'm finance professional. I grown my career from Kazakhstan to global position in Honeywell, and I lived in 6 countries. And I can proudly say that I experienced the career pivot from finance into career coaching, but probably I will come back to the hybrid career soon. And because I like the concept of being employed and also running the project in parallel, but it was conscious decision to step out, to develop new skills. And because I was hiring manager for Europe, Asia, Middle East. So my geography is like covering 42 markets. Okay, guys, this most important. What is the career strategy? So this panel is actually, okay, we'll run as is. In my practice, when I talk to people who come to me, like also in general as a career consultant or as a mentor, what I notice, there is a concept of career moonwalking. The people actually change the jobs and looking at the backside, like they want to change the job, like, okay, like 15% increase. They want to have like better boss or better team or change in the industry. But what's actually happening? They look constantly backwards. They look backwards, and I was the same until I met my coach 10, 11 years ago, and who was actually diverting me with what do you really want? So the better part of the people, like as you see, it's a survey of CIMA from 2021 that 47% of professionals admitted they did not have a good sense of where their career and where career is going. And what is actually that created in 2020, 2021, it was when it was pandemic, a lot of top professionals realized that life is passing by and they don't have quality of life. That's actually created great resignation stream. And professionals, especially in the US and the UK market, left their top positions in order to experiment, like just to have like 2 months of vacation and then searching for something, or just try something new. The people start awakening. And then some other people start, okay, what I really want, because sometimes we have a mid-year crisis, like mid-life crisis, when we accomplish something and we want something, but we don't know what we really want, or we want to let it be like, we have everything for already, we're prepared for career strategy. But some people don't know what exactly and how to cope with that, how to find what is actually calling for you, and how to combine that earning a high income, but also doing what is interesting exactly for yourself. That is like really, it's a balance. So that's like terminology on career strategy is any behavior, activity, or experience designed to help a person to meet career goals. A career strategy represents a conscious choice. I'm specifically putting the stress here, conscious choice by an individual as to the type of investment he or she is willing to make in attempting to reach career objectives. Before we go into career, exactly, we need to look at the concept of the life strategy. because career is a part of the pie. Так. No, a second. Yeah. Sorry. My mouse is too quick. A career is part of the pie. You see this like beautiful, colorful pie, right? So that it can be 3 sections in that pie. Like it can be more. It can be like this is like really big one. It's for 10. Classical is one is 6 to 8. And for example, on one line it can be career and another is hobby. But that's like the most complete one, colorful. And usually what the coaches do, the way you are on the different scale on these spheres, we will not be doing that. It's like for your free time. But as you see, career and growth, or sometimes career and money, is like combined into one. And it's only part of the bigger pie. And what is actually in general, when we measure each sphere of life, we look at this, okay, this sphere of life is behind, we put intention there, like just to make it like a little bit like going a little bit speedy. We feel more comfortable, contentment, like feeling contentment when all spheres of life are more or less balanced. Just going to the highest angle of that. So what is actually like for some people, career is not number one. For some people is relationship. For some people is the family. For some people is like some community work. For some people is just like, I would like to have more balanced life, a work-life balance, and not devoting too much to career. But you need to understand, you need first to understand yourself. What is the most important for you in that current period of your life? And that period of life, it depends what is your age, where you're located, what is perspective. So that learning yourself is the most important. This is the first step to asking yourself. So here, and also what do you want to experience? It is a result. As a coach, I can tell we are currently in the point A, for example, or in the present, and the nearest point B is the nearest future. It can be the next one, the bigger scale of life, it can be called B plus or B plus plus or even C. And then we look at the overall, what type of life or what the quality of life we want to experience and what we want to feel when we reach it. For example, I'm just giving like example. For example, man wanted to buy a big house, but he didn't know what he wanted to experience there. So he was working very hard to earn a certain amount of money to buy that big house. When he bought this house, he entered, like enjoyed one day, second day, and then he was like, okay, I just bought the house and I'm not feeling happy about that. Like just like, okay, I achieved this. But if he would be thinking that what I want to feel, what the sensations would like entering and feeling some sort of like the fragrance of a freshly baked pie, or some families meeting him, etc., some sort of like kids laughers, etc. So that will be completely different. So that's why some people are just targeting, I want to buy this car, I want to buy this. When they're buying it, they're not happy because it was a target like to buy, but what is like experience from emotional side, what I want to feel. So when you start looking at your life overall and which spheres of life and each sphere of life, what do you want to experience and what do you feel, you will get a bigger picture. Now I'm just going back to career, and career is a part of life. It's not 80% of your life. For some period of time, it will be 80% and maybe less, but it's actually, if you will not have enough hobby, you will not have enough energy, you will not have happy in career. If you will not be healthy, that life will remind that health is more important than career. So that's why it's just about the balanced side. Why I'm putting like this shortly about the 4 basic resources here: time, talents, energy, and focus. It's one of my favorite books, which I was like giving to my subordinates. So this book is it's the Harvard University professor who actually created the theory of something like, not the first of robotics, I forgot the theory, but he is very famous now for this book, dysfunctional robotics, something like that. So we have time, we have our lifetime, like let's say 80, 100 years, maybe 80, or just like 60, 80 years. We have talents which we are opening or discovering during lifetime. We have energy, and money is part of this also segment, because energy is not only physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. Money is also part of that. And focus our attention. Where we target our focus, energy will go there. But we need to locate our focus along our lifespan. So that is, I'm just giving this concept, so that you start thinking, then where you put your attention, the energy will go there. If you will put in your attention into career, the energy will go there. If you put your attention into money, like growth and learning, that is like, but you will have a conscious choice. I cannot avoid, just like hiding I cannot avoid the generation theory. You see, okay, generations, I'll put this one to that. So it's actually, we need to also understand how different generations are thinking. And I think you already read a lot about different pursuits of different generations. Now the economy is looking at the millennials and Generation Z, because those are already retired, right? Generation X, okay, involves a balance between career growth and personal life. They value stability, may be less inclined to switch jobs frequently, more loyal, and often aim for job security. Millennials, as a better generation who is now working, prioritize purpose. That's why it's also about sustainability, right? Personal growth, workplace flexibility, hybrid, one of the modes, right? Often seeking socially responsible organizations and diverse experiences through frequent job changes. The Generation Z, that is also coming up, slowly, but coming up. Tech savviness, so that's why every generation will have their own interest. That's actually why I'm sharing this to you, because you belong to different generations. Alpha, we are not considering, and they're too young for now, but we need to look also what will be, because every generation speaks their own languages. But for example, people who are here, they're also interested, okay, what is the modern generation, it's our clients, it's our customers, what my core job content, how it will be impacting that, because it's also important to know, it's also it's economy cycle, and you will see how the different companies are also targeting, how they are creating their marketing campaigns, how they are writing or rewriting their values of the corporates, that to target certain generations to be attractive. So for example, now a lot of companies, when we have ESG and sustainability, they start embedding that criteria in order to attract the modern corporate workers. And the people, they want to have more freedom, not many people. And actually the general trend now that in certain countries, they now start looking at experienced people and invite them back to continue their career. It's quite interesting what's happening, and it's happening really fast. So that's why you detected yourself. We will not be discussing in which generation you are, but you can relate, or you might not relate, but also understanding maybe something from here is also resonate to you, right? So, but it's better to understand, because it's our potential clients, it's our potential stakeholders, it's our potential colleagues. When you will know the generation theory, that you will easier relate to them and easier to get a trust. And here is actually more coming closer to exactly to the career strategy. When we, in order to have a career more stable, or I call it sustainable career, and if you are planning your career and the types of career, we'll look at the next slide because it's also quite interesting trend. So the most important, why you want, your big why, what for, and where do you want to go? First of all, when I'm asking, like, for example, if you're on the wellness side, you might be not choosing to go to a company which is producing tobacco or spirits, right? You might be choosing something like closer to the health and wellness. Or if there are, I met some people for whom the industry was very important. When we did the test, it's actually a person like went like exactly to pharma or medical or medicine because she wanted to make community healthier, to suffer less. That is actually a very important area because that is the values, the personal values or anchors of career, which it detects like where the person and why the choice was done. So this is the, before we just jump into the market for search for job, we do our research, our own research. What type of career, why I want to go there, what type of industry, what type of company in the industry. It can be international, it can be a local one, it can be small, it can be big. For some people, for example, they want to go to work in startup, in smaller company, but some people it's more suitable to work in the big company. Yesterday, no, like on Sunday, I was talking to the person from the banking, and she said, I'm working in the office. It's a branch of the office in Switzerland, and it's only 5 people. I want to have a bigger team. I want to communicate. I want to have networking. Networking is more important. And can you imagine, like just like 5 people is just too small group, right? And I want to work in headquarters. Oh, I don't want to go to the office. I'm suitable in the hybrid mode. Just 2 days in the office is okay. 3 days from home is okay for me. You need to learn what you want. And then the next step, this is like this career strategy, or like what types of career. We will look a little bit like what is industry, sphere of economy, because also sphere of economy is important because labor market will follow the economy trend. We see that on IT, we see that on pharma, we see now on AI and machine learning. We see now automotive, because automotive is going down if they are not producing electric cars. We see other trends, like which is like, for example, we look at the reports from World Economic Forum, the future of jobs. In 2020, they published a very good report, like showing which different professions are going to. For example, the project management is slowly going into the product management, or it will be, or engineering will be splitting between few future jobs like AI and normal engineering, like civil engineering. So it's actually the clerk, like typical accounting jobs, which was in the past writing of the paper, they will be eliminated because it will be more automated. Or HR jobs, which is also like creating the papers, like, so now it's replacing by bots, right? It's also getting more automated. So that's like, if you're interested, I can share that report. It's actually free, downloadable, and also has analysis by country. And this year, on 17th of January, they published already 2024, where they highlighted, it's like also by country analysis. They published Czechia there and also Kazakhstan, but they were not putting in terms of jobs or in terms of skills, but what they put like sustainability, there's something about diversity. They put the general trends, and I recommend to watch this report to look after, because it's giving some very good statistics. When you know where, and you did your self-awareness and self-evaluation, that is actually, I will tell a bit later, like what is exactly comprised, like your anchors of career, your motivators, your interests. then you make decision. What do you want? You start learning yourself, okay, that's industry working for me, this industry not. You're also creating your criteria of job. As for example, for you, maybe number one is salary, then like content of work, maybe like also industry, or like what the team, or you want to work in the company which has like very good reputation. So then you just select like which exactly path you're going to. Then you're setting your goal for SMART and doing implementation. But we are focusing on the top two because these ones, 3, 4, 5, you can do on your own. So coming back about the types of career. This is the types of.
I just want to comment on what you have said, Olga, regarding the choices, what is better for us, because as far as I see across my career, before any trial, it's hard to understand if you liked it or if you do not like it, for example. I had also a mix of career, like working in corporate, also trying to start a business. So without having real experience, it's difficult to understand if you like it or if you do not like. Because same way, sometimes some people like working in bigger companies because the processes, everything is quite mature, stable, and maybe also more opportunities to grow and so on and so forth. But for example, in startup or smaller companies, some process may be not so well, how to say, processed. They may not have well matured process, documentation, and everything. And this is the company which is still in process of development. So it's also ideal for people who want to develop with the company. So I just wanted to comment here because we have also students who are maybe will start thinking about some careers, just to say that it is important just to go and try. And especially, I mean, nowadays when there is much more choices and you can be employed and doing something else in parallel, so like hybrid careers Olga mentioned before.
And also it makes sense to try different industries.
Yes.
Because, Sauli, for example, what was your first industry where you started working?
I started working at Kazakhtelecom, telecommunication company. Then I moved to Deloitte. Then I worked in pharma companies, Sandoz and Novo Nordisk. So really, while I also worked at Deloitte, I worked across several industries: oil and gas, energy, logistics companies, and so on and so forth. So that I really agree with you, Olga, because it's good to have not only inside view in the industry, but it's also good to have outside in view to the industry and really, how to say, compare sometimes, let's say, pharma with FMCG companies that like very close industries.
It's great. Actually, we somehow in parallel, apart from our university, right? Like parallel, because I started working as a student in mobile telecommunication company, Altel. And then from there, I moved into KPMG, Big Four, and then I joined industrial automation. So, but experience of Big Four, what I really appreciate that it was also oil and gas, like manufacturing, like all these financial institutions, etc. From Big Four, when I was auditing different industries or companies, I started realizing which industry is better for me, like which is like more interesting for me. For example, manufacturing is not interesting for me, but for me it's a service oriented, something like what's like seeing the real product is also interesting, like an implementation. And then I joined the company where it was projects business, not products business. I had products experience in Honeywell and I have projects experience. Projects are more complicated and it's like more interesting for me. The products is less interesting. I like also integrating the company. So that's quite interesting that actually to try it to try it. And I remember when I studied in university, we had a few students who already had working experience, and they have conscious decision to come and study because they realize what they want to do in life.
Yes, yes. And maybe just one comment. When you select company, you have to select also the hiring manager. Because at the time when I joined Sandoz, I joined, let's say, the role which I didn't like so much at that time, but I really liked the hiring manager. So with the time, I really developed in the company, like from business process control manager to business process FP&A manager, and then a CFO. So that sometimes it's also kind of complex maybe decision, because if you like the person during the interview, maybe it's sometimes it's better to go and to try, because this person may be your future sponsor who will help you to navigate through different opportunities within the team, company, and so on.
True. That's exactly like having the mentors when actually even when you will be interviewed at the company, and just asking like whether they have some sort of mentors assigned, already experienced people in the company. It also helps, because inside of the company, when you have mentor, your career growth will be faster, your induction will be faster, and you will have a reliable person to ask questions. It's very important. Like, and I know some people who are so attached to their bosses, to the so like they attach to the team. When the team, for example, boss is leaving for another company, is like taking the team with him, and it's called social capital, because it's already person knows how the team is working, and team might be willing also to change.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it's a good point. Anyone else would like to add something?
Yeah, just one other aspect, which is there there at the bottom of your page, and that is around interest, right? In everything that you've told so far, Olga, right? It sounds like, hey, it's a lot. It's a big investment of time to figure out what you want to do in life, right? And you may reassess at different points what it is that you want to do, kind of shorter term and longer term. Things like COVID, for example, were such a big impactful event on everyone, right? That everyone reassessed, oh, what is important? What is it that I want to do in life? And that led to the Great Resignation as a concept, right? But what I find interesting in my discussions with mentees, especially those who are studying in a university, is that, and I remember myself at that age, there are so many things you can actually do. It's very difficult to figure out where do you actually go, right? It's to the point where it's overwhelming, right? The decision, oh, which university do I go to? Which company do I go to? Like, who do I apply for, etc.? What kind of jobs do I look for? And one thing that keeps coming up in those discussions, and one thing that helps those people who were my mentees, is to figure out, well, what are your strengths? What is it you're interested in? Right? What are the skills that can help you in the future? Because if you're doing something that you're interested in, right, something that you like to do, and if you're building on that, you have a huge chance to succeed, right? You will certainly, or most likely, will do a better job than someone who does something just because they're told to do this, right? You will invest more time. You will be giving back more of yourself to the job or the activity that you're undertaking. And if you are starting from that, like your own interest, your own strengths, I feel that in time it opens up opportunities as well, because people feel that you're passionate about what you're doing, and that it is truthful, and it's coming across as very honest and transparent. People like that.
True, Alexander, it's like a really good point, because I met few people who followed the interest, and actually, for example, the person who was engineer, but in parallel photography. And at some point of time, he realized that photography is actually brings more money, and it's his passion. And passion is energy. So, and now he is pretty famous photographer here in Central Europe. And yeah, so it's like, I realized personally when I was growing my teams, and when I'm mentoring the coaching sessions, it's for me more joy, and like I really like it than the finance presentations. And I was global FP&A manager of 1.3 billion business, right? So like I just realized that like, okay, that's like, I start following that interest, and no regrets, because like I'm just like how to say, congruent with myself, you know. And but I can say now I'm following that interest, and I'm studying the subject from Career Management School of professional orientation for adults, because exactly it's not only professional orientation for graduates from school, but also for adult people start asking that we want to change, we want to follow my interest, but I don't know where. And there is a report, it's called Digital Human, 18 psychological subtests, and I'm already working with 5 people, and we are putting the track how the person can shift from finance into IT, or like just changing and this. And I just started like with the sessions, and I just like, you know, what people tell that, wow, it's like my hidden interest which I had in the childhood, it's just showing in top 3. And then just like now I understand when I have director of procurement, right, why I have interest in medicine, because actually I want to help people, and why I'm interested in the psychology and person, but I'm happy now, I know where I can grow in parallel. And now about the growing in parallel. So now I go in parallel, it's about the types of, yeah, this one. Yeah, going in parallel. Okay, career types. Traditional types, it's like vertical career, when we grow in from the basic position to the, like, for example, to the director or vice president. It's like traditional, it was what was traditionally. Horizontal career progression. In short, like this is the functional focus. Or functional focus, you, for example, in finance, you're going into the, let's say, project management or project controlling, or it's customer service, so that you more focusing functionally, and it even becoming the expert in horizontal career, becoming the expert in certain function. So for some people, vertical, they don't want to go into the management. They are comfortable to know the subject, what they want. The zigzag career is when the person is changing the industry or profession. And usually, what's actually, if you have in mind to change the profession, so it's possible in for example, in the United States, the people changing professions like an average, like at least 5 times. So like it was some statistics. But what is just interesting here, that usually the person has transferable skills, so we don't eliminate what already person knows and see what the skills are still needed, or some just to get in order to be in certain industry. And usually the person is going 1 or 2 steps down, and during 1-2 years, it's just like recapping and going back to the similar level where he was before changing the industry. I had the cases also when the person was changing from one industry to another, but even with the increase of salary, increase of position, like very good promotion, it's not typical to dropping, but it's typical, like just like it's if you follow in your interest and you see that the industry where you work in is declining, it's better to look around where it's on top, where it's going. Then in the middle, what I put is expert on entrepreneurial career. So we see now that a lot of people, some people with a great resignation, now is great reshuffle. It's actually what's happening, that people are joining and becoming and deciding completely leaving corporate and becoming the consultants and growing their own business. And on this 4, which actually I am stopping here, and I will explain about the concept of volatility and risk. So the on the left side, what we have vertical, horizontal, zigzag career. For example, this is exactly employment. And risk and volatility. The risk is high, attention is high, because the decision might be made on your behalf. The management will make decision on restructuring, on layoffs, etc. But volatility is low. Volatility, because you have stable income, and you need to understand, okay, you have stable income, but risk is high that someone will make decision. And the expert on the entrepreneurial career, it's opposite. Risk is low because you are making decision, you know, understand that everything depends on your actions, but volatility might be high because all depends how many actions you do towards earning the income. And it takes at least 1 or 2 years, it's like small startup, until you start becoming more stable. It's like, yes, that's why the people are afraid to jump straight away from traditional type into entrepreneurial. And some people have illusion when they change their career that straight away they will go to Bali and will be laying down there under the sun and working from the island. It's not. It takes some time to grow this base in order to afford that. And I'm also showing the new age trends. The gig economy, this is our like famous nomad visa, when people are traveling everywhere and working from everywhere. But lately, what I see, especially very high interest into hybrid career and portfolio career. Hybrid career when you have employment and you grow your project in parallel. And it's quite interesting to observe when I was making the questionnaire, and a lot of people, especially when already having experience more than 10, 15 years of experience, they want to have additional income and they want to have additional, some sort of stability. After being in pandemic, they realized that it's better to have something on the side, just like one foot in the employment, another foot in your own project. And it's also some sort of diversification. So I have a lot of questions about that. I have a lot of questions to me, how they can build the hybrid career. So that's also possible, but discovering this exactly passion and interest and what we can monetize in terms of skills. Portfolio career, as you see, portfolio careers juggle multiple roles, often in diverse fields. It's a way to combine various interests and skills into a single career. So portfolio career, for example, if you work as some sort of freelance, but on different projects simultaneously, that will be portfolio career. Guys, do you have questions on that? That's why I wanted to stop and like explain. I was last year in Asia, and when I was running the session, and the person got to listen, that person already quite seasoned, maybe 15 years working in procurement, and just like, can you please explain more about the types of career? I don't know what I'm building. I don't know about careers at all. So that's why I started writing about types of career. Okay, if you don't have questions, we're just moving because it's already 1 p.m., right? So self-awareness, the second step, it's exactly what Alexander told about your interests and passions. Like when you know yourself, you start understanding how, like where you actually would like to move to, like trying, understanding yourself in current world is actually, it's much faster. There are different free tests which you can define and start combining that, like, you know, in reading different articles, talking to experienced people, trying something, being in the, let's say, internship, like just to trying some job, like whether it's calling for you, whether it relates to you. But here, for example, in terms of self-exploration, anchors of career and motivators, where it is like more on the deeper conscious level, but it's guiding towards you would like, what you might be choosing. Values, understanding your values, boundaries, and priorities. You might be choosing the value of family and health over career, or you might be choosing the value of growth. If you're interested, I can give you this link to this free test to detect your top values. Your strengths, superpowers, skills, competencies, current and for future growth. So it's actually your strengths, it's your also skills and competencies. It's all about the same. The more you have, the better. Remember about LinkedIn profile, 50 skills, right? On resume, it's better to place 10, 5 technical, 5 soft skills. So this is your superpowers, and we actually making them more stronger. So it's actually a difference between former Soviet Union, when it was like people working on the weaknesses and trying to bring them to some adequate level. In the Western economy or in the Western world, the people put in more focus on the strengthening what they have already quite high. And for example, outsourcing, that is actually where it's a weakness, like just delegating that. So it's in this case, you will get much more rewards in the little period of time. So you're already quite strong on that, and you will just even like selecting 3 top skills, and you're making like really and polish to the best. Knowing your communication style, that helps like with the DISC personality type, like a test. Some people are red, some people are yellow and green and blue. It's like some like dominant or people oriented or compliance oriented. So that is actually when you know in your style of communication, you also start understanding that you are more introverted, you don't want to work with a big number of people, or you are opposite, or you want to have certain style. Actually, you also understand your peers and partners, how they communicate. It's also some sort of psychological. Then how you make decision, what is your method of thinking, you're slow or fast, and what are your interests. And when you, for example, asking for questions of Ikigai, what I like to do, what I'm good at, what I am paid for, and what the world is needed. So it's actually this one of the like also free accessible tools that like asking this for Ikigai questions and start documenting. If you like knitting, you know, like cooking this, you can write like, so like I like doing that. That is part of you. And then you see like, okay, I'm paid for that, or like what I can do, like how I can bring that from what I like and to be paid. That is like another bridge. I have actually my knowledge of Ikigai started from Malaysia when I was there on assignment, when the legal counsel and the colleague on the company, she in parallel, she has a tea business, or she was creating certain blends for health, and it became her main activity, but she's still consultant in terms of legal. And she's happy with that because she's combining both like her hobby, paid hobby, and she has like also like this legal consultant job. So when you do your self-evaluation and making decision about career goals and become your decisions about career become more straightforward, actually the puzzle picture will be more complete. And you can assess your options, set your goals, create plan, and proceed with implementing your chosen plan. But the first, understanding yourself, what is yours and what is not yours. That's like, it's like to try, no, I don't like it, like, oh, but I can do that. So, and it's not one time. We do at some period of time, in a couple of years, it's better you will revise. But the people in general who has a strategy, they are more successful in life because a strategy, okay, that on the way to implementing, I can take this position to get that skills, to get that success stories into my portfolio, into my profile, and I continue, and you will become like more experienced and more demanded. The most important that when you know what you want and where you are going to, like actually my idea is that not you searching for job, but the market or job searching for you. You're becoming sought after. You're following your passion, you know your strengths, you know what you want. And when you have a clarity about what you really want in terms of career, really it's getting closer to you much faster than you think. And why I was in the test, why I was given that career anchors link, because when you will do that test, it will show like 8 different criteria. And for example, the people who will have the highest criteria in terms of general managerial competence, it's about vertical career. Security and stability, it's about stable income or less volatility. It's also most likely the person will go into employment. Technical and functional competence, it's about horizontal career, but it's like having really expert knowledge. Pure challenge, it's more about competitiveness, also like in terms of business. What I have not mentioned earlier, in the business, in employment, we also have entrepreneurial. We might have entrepreneurial career, this one, when we are closer to the product or sales or marketing. That we are creating and building entrepreneurial career inside of corporate. So because it have like higher bonuses, higher quotas, like and higher targets, but it's also quite risk involved. That's why I'm telling you that inside of corporate, if you're working and decide to work closer to the product management, marketing and sales, that will be your, might be the choice of building this entrepreneurial career. And the second, like the next 4 is entrepreneurial creativity. People who usually choose on the high managerial, the entrepreneurial creativity is a little bit low. That autonomy and independence, that working more on your own. Lifestyle is about integration of different lifestyle, or about the work-life balance. Work-life balance is like prevailing, that the person doesn't want to build career, but just want to have everything balanced because he has family priorities, for example. In service and dedication to course, what I can also highlight here, the people who choose the service and dedication to a course, that is people who would like to help, like it's like more the help providing professions like doctors or policemen or military, that because for them is mission is more important than money. That's why I'm just telling you that like the I know I saw from real life example when the person was selecting this service or служение, like service, then they have like the spheres of economy what we were choosing. It was medicine, like it was like it, and they understand what they are doing on their workplace. It's bringing some sort of contribution to something bigger goal. That is actually their motivator. Okay, I'm almost done. Do you have any questions?
Just to reflect on something you said on the previous page, right? The fact that hey, it's not set in stone. Like you make an assessment and it's good for your life, right? So that statement in bold at the bottom. So your aspirations in terms of career as well as other aspects in life will be very different when you're, say, a student, when you just graduated, when you had kids, for example, right? Then later on in life. So it's a natural progression, right? So it's important to remind yourself to look from time to time, hey, do I still like where I'm going? Is this where I want to end up in, right? So that you can make a conscious choice, so that you're not sleepwalking, right? In terms of your career or in general in terms of your life, right? But so that you are actually in control of what is happening with you.
And actually, we don't forget why we are doing all this, right? We want that. We want, in general, the person who mostly want the life to be happy, right, or contented, so that all spheres of life more or less in balance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, one more thing to reflect on is those generations, right? And at my employer, we also have what is called employee resource groups, and one of the aspects, like generational differences, is something we've touched on. Of course, like different generations will find themselves in different eras in terms of technological advancements, right? Political landscape, all sorts of things that will shape how they think, what they want in life, and I suppose what opportunities exist there, right? For boomers, technology just wasn't there, right? There weren't mobile phones, there weren't computers. So of course, the opportunities that exist now for Generation Z, right, are vastly different, right? The skill sets will be different. But I also feel that the different generations, they are classified like this because of where they are in life. And that is natural, right? So Generation X, right? It is that, oh, they aim for job security, right? But hey, yes, they do aim for job security because they might be in that position in life where, hey, you are progressing towards retirement, right? You understand, oh, you need to keep that job because if you lose it, the reality is it's tough to find another one, right? So kind of they look for that. Generation Z, millennials are in that part of life where, hey, they can pick up their stuff and just move to another country, right? They don't have kids, well, millennials will, but Generation Z will likely not have kids or mortgages, right? That will hold them down. So, you know, they are able to move around, change jobs, change countries as well, right? And try out different things. So if you feel it's a little bit like pigeonholing, right? It's like psychology. Oh, you're sanguine, right? And that means you're X. It doesn't have to be like this, and it's not like this. It was these generations as well. You can relate to some aspects of it. Some of them may sound very different from who you are, and that's because you are unique and you have your own path, your own story.
And Edin, you have your own free will. The most important, free will, that is actually will define that you can change everything in your life, what you want to change. So my last page, that is actually for just sharing that I really like the books. It's like this one, the Oxford Handbook, I was not reading, but I was just studying that. But what I'm telling you that this one, what I really like, Your Guide to a Lifetime of Meaningful Work and Career Success. It's a really good one. You see that's on the Inner Game of Work, also good. The Strategy for You, I really like it when I bought it like in New York some years ago. How will you measure your life? Designing your life, getting 2 years to yourself. That's all this book I read. They're all good. And so actually they are helping you. But first of all, the decision is on you, right? The decision, this like support, like people around, mentors, our CIMA network club, it's also will be sharing some opinions, etc. The most important that what you decide, because you're just like your students, like at you start of your life, you have a longer span ahead of you. Choose wisely, choose, try, experiment, and listen to yourself, because that's the most important, that how you feel when you're doing. This is connection to yourself, for your interests, that and everything can be monetized. If you have enough passion, you see, you are dreaming about that, it's possible. I'm stop sharing. I'm coming back to the screen. How are you? Very quiet in the group.
Great. It was really nice presentation. I really liked it. And it's really what I was thinking about for a long period of time right now, because in my generation, we don't want to devote all of our life in career, and especially in career that we don't like and that only brings money. That what I see in a more older generation, for example, my parents or my grandparents, they did that just to provide for their life. But now it's great that we're talking about this and that we see opportunities that we can go different ways and choose both to have a great career and to have a great life.
Thank you, Katerina. Thank you. Так, what is in chat? Thank you very much for presentation. I have been thinking about this topic a lot lately, so this presentation is very relevant for me. Thank you. Alexander, Saule, thank you very much for your comments. It was like really helpful. Anyone else, any questions? Someone would like to continue on this topic and if we're like on our group? I can talk about this for a long time, but I think the most important for the first session, I think is quite enough to make it like different for it. The next one we will have on developing our soft skills, and a very important skill. It's about emotional intelligence. Alexander, maybe you can tell a couple of words about.
Yeah, sure. A small teaser, right? I was at Eurofinance conference in Barcelona last autumn, and giving a presentation there on emotional intelligence. As I was preparing, something came across a quote, like, soft skills, why are they so hard to get, right? And so hard to develop? It seems like, oh, soft skills is something that should be easy, and that's where one of my passions on emotional intelligence kind of came in. I became interested in the field a while ago. When reading various books, right, on self development, right, developing your career, etc. And I found that there are certain things in those different books that just resonate with me and seem to be present, a certain foundation that seems to be present in so many of them. So I feel emotional intelligence is that foundation. So I'm hoping that the next time we meet in March, we will be able to not only highlight what emotional intelligence skills are and why they are important in career, as well as more broadly in life, but also have an interactive discussion, right? So that we can use this opportunity to network as well, right? So I really hope to see you on that session. We will need to agree on a date. I think there are a couple of options available. We just need to make sure that we find a date that works for as many people as possible, right? So I think I will use LinkedIn to suggest a few dates, and let's see what the responsiveness is, right? So that we pick a date that is appropriate for the diverse team that we have globally, right, present in these different countries.
Thank you, Alexander. Actually, I can say that emotional intelligence and empathy, like, it's actually in top 10 demanded skills. So that's why it's just like a really big topic. Even 5 years ago, it was not still in top, but it was growing into to be top. Now it's like in top 10 for sure. But and I remember when in Asia I was doing some special training with the external trainer for my team. Then other functions of the company, like just salespeople, came to me later. Thank you very much for the training. My relationship with my family is improved. You know, like it just I didn't expect that it will be. But this is the skill not only for career; it's a skill for life.
Yeah, absolutely.
I hope we solved the idea. Anyone else would like to say something about today's topic? Anything to add or questions? How do you like it? Let's say on the scale of 1 to 10, how you find it useful? You can type.
Very useful, especially for students, because we are always expecting something, or we need to know something before the actual interview. But this information provides a lot of insights for us. Thank you.
Good. Thank you.
Yeah, given how many students we have, and I'm not sure if like it's just the representation here or in general in our LinkedIn group, we have a big proportion of students. But one thing that might be interesting in the future is interviewing process, preparing for an interview, right? Just getting ready. You mentioned today that it's important to get to know the company, right? Hey, how do you actually do that, right? Like how much can you actually believe what they say during the half an hour interview, right? So all of those things are also the things that come up in my mentorship discussions at university with students. So it probably could be one topic that would be helpful for the students, and not only the students. It's like this is a skill that you learn over time. So.
That's actually one of my favorite topics, because I started exactly with interviews when I started interviewing people, and I run like maybe more than 450 hours of interviews. So that is big. It's my favorite topic. I have presentation of, I think, more than 29 slides on that, because it's like different types of questions and this and how to negotiate salary, what to tell, what not to tell, what to tell to HR, what to tell to hiring manager, what actually, why I was start shifting into career consulting, because I wanted to know from insights what they want to know. And when I learned, and I'm just sharing this knowledge, like my people are passing, their passing rate conversion up to the offer is much higher, because like I'm guiding what to tell on each side, like just like on each step of to ace the interview to be perfect, and the people get. So even like when I mentioned about the zigzag career, the person is shifting inside of finance, but he was shifting for completely different industry, because which is guiding on each level of like hiring. It was exceptional case in India, 150 applicants for the job. Out of 150, 5 people selected for the next stages, and he was the one who got the job offer, plus 30% increase and even promotion. So that's 100% conversion, of which it was only one application. He was not applying to anyone, like, but it was really exceptional case, and I really like it. And when actually on one of the topics will skill set gap analysis, I will share how to analyze the position. And actually that's also directly connected to the interviewing, because it's preparation for interviews. And my mentee in the United States, when she learned that tool on skill set gap analysis, how to analyze, and then what her personal development will be, which skills she needs. So we selected 2 positions, one position of her boss and one level up. And she was already director of strategy. Guess what? 5 months after we start working in mentorship, and she learned on month 2 on the skill set gap analysis. In 5 months, she got her first level. And 7 months after that, she got the second level. Now she's studying at Wharton. So it's actually also exceptional case. It was my mentoring organization, which exists on the market for 33 years. But this is the first time in our practice. It's also first time in my practice, but it's not only career coaching, it was also business coaching and working with mindset. That is like bigger topic. It's working with mindset, seeing which behaviors are not working, etc. It's a little bit psychological, but it gives excellent results. I'm so excited to see when the people start seeing something, and they progressing not only in career, they're progressing in life, and becoming more happier, more connected with themselves, and more authentic, and they know what they want, and they're getting what they want. Guys, we are just on time. For me, the timing is always a challenge. I'm so proud we actually fit 1 hour, 25 minutes. Like really good. It's like it's achievement for me. That's perfect.
Thank you, Olga. Thank you for taking the lead to start our networking session. And I just wanted to add that it is one of the one of the important parts of our individual career, individual strategic planning, because as Olga mentioned at the very beginning of the presentation, because we look not only in career, but like our hobbies, health, some other interests and so on, so that across the whole different spheres of our life, we also do kind of also planning. And same process we also have in corporation, in organizations, because this artificial, let's say, people also have to plan their how they will also how they will live in their market and so on.
Yeah, guys. So like, okay, thank you very much, Solia. So I see people measured 10 out of 10, very useful. Thank you very much for participation. What will be next? I will save recording on, and I will save it like on YouTube unlisted. Then I will publish on Notion the PDF file of this presentation. You will be like, you can access that. Then I will post on our own LinkedIn group that the recording is here. Like it's actually you can access. You can share your impressions under the post, because right after I finish with that, Alexander will start like with publish the voting about the dates and March. So we will start preparation for our March session. So bring some activity, ask the questions, like, you know, like feel free, because it's a safe area, safe environment. If you have some struggles at work and don't know how like maybe we can have the right words and to support you and to advise what could be better, like, you know, like from our experience or from our, because we're from different locations, and the most important that this is the great networking. And feel free to share the comments after this session. That will be like really good, like the people will be more motivated to watch the recording and get the information earlier. So it's like for the best of your life.
Thank you, Olga. And when you post those links, can you post also the link to Notion? I was checking the email. I don't think we have
Which
that.
one?
To Notion, that tool that you are using.
I will, okay, I will share, because I was sharing like on the newsletter, but I see not the people opening. So I will post the Notion link to the
Yeah. Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you so
to
much.
the group. Okay, guys, have a nice rest of the day.
Thank you, Olga,
Thank
for the presentation. Great seeing everyone.
Thank you.
Take care. Cheers. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.